Hey guys, it's Greg. Uh, Probably gonna be all over the board today. I found something. I was watching. If you have Prime, if you have Amazon Prime, if you're a Prime member, there's a series called The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and I think it came out November or so of last year. So, as far as this being a residual, I can't say that that's the case. Uh, from what I understand, the George Burns Gracie thing was found sometime this year. So, got a plane going over. I don't know if you can pick that up. Um, Found a scene. It's actually in season 1, episode 1, and it's not that far in. So if you're a Prime member and you want to watch this yourself, it's okay. You know, it seems like a pretty good series so far. But I thought it's odd that the synchronicities of how things always seem to just pop up. And I didn't watch this series when it first came out, and I've been, as you know, trying to get to feeling better. So when I'm not sleeping, I try to watch a little TV or something, and just happened to watch this and saw this yesterday. So I grabbed the Nikon and filmed it off the TV. So why would they put this in here? You know, and even in November, if this was never a real thing, and he never said say goodnight Gracie, and she say goodnight Gracie, why would they put this in there? Because the premise of the whole show is about stand up and comedy, and the husband at this time, he wants to be a comedian, so she's supporting him in doing this. But you know, it's one of those little, let's put it in and make it sound funny and give them some comedic reference, you know, as if they know all the comedy. So anyway, I'll throw that clip in and then I'll come back.
Maybe you could do impressions to start. You do a great one of my Aunt Bertha ordering dinner. A garnish can be festive, but deadly.
Good night, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
So as you can see, that that clip there references something that supposedly doesn't exist. And the premise of the show is about stand-up comedy. It's about comics. Later on in the show, they get into finding party albums and things, but I assume that that little clip in there is meant to show that the husband, which is in this particular episode, he's trying to perform stand-up, and hijackers. So I don't know, maybe it's in there for, you know, just to give a frame of reference that he at least does know comedy, even though he's not good at it. But you know, as far as being this, if this is a residual, I can't say, because I don't know when the George Burns Gracie thing changed. I don't know when that took place. I just know that I first learned of it a couple of months ago. But this came out in November of last year. So is it residue? I can't say. I won't say it is, but I don't understand why they would even put that in there if it's not a real thing, or if it wasn't at least a real thing in November of 2017, or whenever this thing was filmed. So anyway, I was talking with Matt. This is where we're going to get all over the board. I was talking with Matt, Quantum of Conscious, the other day, and I was asking him if personally, if he has found that maybe he's lost some faith in some things, and basically I had asked him, does he think he had lost his imagination or ability to imagine? And it's not that loss of creativity. It's just a loss. For me, it's more like being jaded. There's no denying that to the people that know what I'm feeling and what I see and what you see. Anybody that sees this stuff for what it really is, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That feeling of loss, hopelessness, you know, knowing that nothing's ever going to be normal again. And I'm sure that people think that older people, as they've gotten older, or midlife, maybe that's what midlife crisis is supposed to be, have questioned that throughout history, but it's not the same. Nothing's ever changed this quick, and so many changes all at once. It's made me jaded. I've always been skeptical. I was skeptical growing up, and questioned a lot of things that was told were fact, when there's no way to prove they were fact. I'm just being told they are. Even to the point to where you even question history at sometimes, you know, at times where you say, well, did this really happen, or is this just what they wrote happen? I mean, you know, I think everybody goes through that. Hang on, guys. I'm going to pause this a second and go get something to drink. Okay, let's see. What was I talking about? Oh. So, what I'm talking about is not midlife crisis. I'm talking about a complete reality culture change. Things that have happened that seem impossible. And I was telling Matt, it's, you know, he did a video not long ago talking about how people that are, say, 40 and older have a completely different life than people that are 40 and younger. And I know I'm kind of a stickler on that too, but or at least with, I say that a lot, and I promise it's not that I'm trying to separate generations. There are a lot of people in different generations that see these things, but it takes somebody that's over 40 or 45 or whatever to actually see the intensity of it, I think, and to understand. Now, that's not to say that people that are younger, especially with the Bible changes are probably the most intense changes ever, because everything else could be chalked up to memory. Maybe it's not. I know it's not, because I've had personal experiences. But as far as the Bible changes go, they don't make sense. It's nonsensical. It's illogical. It doesn't, and it's just a different. It's intense, even for younger generations. But maybe those of us that are older are the ones that see these, and actually it really, really hurts our hearts, hurts our minds. It hurts to know that something's going on and we don't understand it, and I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I just know that I am so fed up with not understanding. And maybe I'm fed up with the fact that I do understand that nothing's ever going to be normal again. And when I say normal, I mean normal as in what used to be compared to what is now. This is not something changing for the better. It's not something changing and evolving from one thing to another. This is something completely different. It's a reversal of things, and it doesn't make any sense. Even the trivial crap, to me, the Volkswagen logo, yeah, it's a trivial change, but to me it's not, because I have photos of a dune buggy that I built in 2007 that have logos, the Volkswagen logo on it. I have hard photographs of these pictures of this car, and the logo is connected. And then this past Christmas morning, I went outside to check it because it was at my mom's, and we eat Christmas breakfast at my mom's every year. It's been in storage over there, or it had been until I traded it for the new Volkswagen. And it's changed. Yes, the VW, the space between that might be trivial to somebody, but to me it's not. And to wonder why it changed. Did it change because I was coming to look at it? Did it change because it knew that I was coming to look at it? What changed this thing? I still don't know. Still don't know. And even if it went back, it wouldn't do any good. It wouldn't matter, because it's changed, and I know that it changed. It was a deep, personal, profound experience for me. That might sound like lunacy to somebody, but I don't know how to explain it any other way. When I say lose faith in things, I'm not talking about losing faith in the faith that I have. If anything, this just adds to it and strengthens it that much more to make me realize that we live in a created system. So for those of you that, please don't take away that I'm talking about losing faith in what I believe as far as God. And personally, I don't care what you think about what I believe, so don't bother leaving a comment. I don't care. What I'm talking about is just being awakened. And now that it used to be that one thing would happen and you'd see it and you'd try your best to tell everybody else in the world this is going on, and everybody thought you were an idiot. Now it's to the point to where I don't even give a crap if anybody else sees it anymore. I think that's where I'm at. You know, I'm tired of trying to prove something that's I can't stop anyway. Even if I could make the entire world see what's going on, I don't think they even know what's going on. They don't understand it either. Nobody has a grasp on what's happening here. And it's a supernatural event. Something is changing what's happening. And whether you think supernatural being paranormal, whether you think it's changes in a code, what have you, it doesn't matter. It's not natural. Therefore, it's supernatural. It's beyond our understanding to understand what's happening here. And I don't know, just some thoughts. It could just be that, you know, I'm not feeling very well still. Still worrying about getting a new rheumatologist. You know, it could be that I just still don't feel that, you know, I don't feel well. I still don't feel well. But at the same time, it's like, God, we are losing. We are losing. And I don't see that we're never going to win. We're never going to win. And I'm not even talking about the political stuff. I mean, like Matt said, if Chris Hurst ever decides to run for federal level, he and I are going to show up at a town hall meeting, and we're going to. He said he'd do everything short of getting arrested. I'm going to get arrested. I'm not going to let him off the hook that easy. But it's just that it's just made me jaded. And we always talk about, I told this to Matt too, I said, isn't it, you know, it's just happened to pop in my mind. We talk about seeing the matrix code. Isn't it weird that the code itself is jade green? I don't know. Anyway, you know, it's just, it is what it is, and things just don't look good. There are new people coming in now that are finally coming around to this and seeing it for what it is, and you know, I'm glad that they're all full of piss and vinegar and want to go out and prove this to the world. I've been involved in since 2001. Actually, probably before that. You know, with Columbine, I saw the police pulling dummy bodies that they had those students walk down the sidewalk by that were supposedly dead bodies that they did so that they could put this on the news, and then take and pull the bodies and throw them up behind a truck after that shot's over. I don't even know if you can find that anymore on here, but that's what happened. It used to be on YouTube. I doubt it is now. If anybody has that clip, let me know and I'll upload it. But I'm just tired of trying to prove things. You know, he and I were talking also, Matt and I, we were also talking about family. You know, there seems to be that one per family thing, and somehow we got on the subject of being like certain people in our family, and I am a lot like my grandfather, my papa. And Daddy said something to me one time. I said something to him, and then he said something to me that I never knew. But I knew my papa well. I was lucky. You know, a lot of people lose their grandparents in high school, and I was lucky I had mine until I was 33. And I told him one time, I told my dad that I'm the black sheep of the family. I feel like that's what I am. And he said that's what my papa used to say about himself all the time. And it's amazing the similarities between myself and my grandfather. If I don't know, I might even be who I am because of him. But I think it goes deeper than that. I don't know. He saw the things I see. He didn't believe in the moon landings. He was a very ethical man. He was a POW, prisoner of war, that managed to escape. He just was, you know, a good man, but he didn't believe in political system. He didn't trust the government. He didn't trust that anything that they told you was that you couldn't prove on your own was necessarily true. And especially with the moon landings, he never believed in that. I don't even know if half my family even knows that. I know it. Alright guys, I've been rambling on for a while, so I'm fine. I'm not depressed. I'm just tired. Tired of fighting this battle that never win. You never win. And just take one look at something, okay? Let's just say, and I don't care who gets insulted by this because this is just screwed up. Alright. The 2015 Supreme Court ruling regarding gay marriage. Alright? So they say that all states have to abide by this. Fine. But look at everything that has happened since that. in 3 years, they've got people believing that you can be something that you're scientifically not, even though the scientific method is the way they prove these things that they supposedly tell you are the truth. But we're going to just bypass that shit this time. And now I saw something where they're not even going to let kids, they're not going to put a gender on a birth certificate until they're 4 years old and let the kid decide. Are you kidding me? So now, kid, we're going to let the government babysitting system, the education system, raise your children and indoctrinate them even worse than what, you know. I'm a child of a product of the government education system, but I'm not that screwed up, you know. And it's just that I don't know. They've managed in 3 years to wipe out and completely change a culture that has been in existence since the beginning of time. If you were born a male, you were a male. Now, if you decided that you'd rather be with a man, you were just a homosexual. But you were still a male homosexual. Now, let's just get rid of the homosexual part and let's call everybody pansexual. And who cares who does what to who and where they... No, I'm not even going to dignify that. The point is, can you even imagine how they did this? How in the world did they take and completely reverse a core value in the culture in 3 years, based on something that has nothing to do with gender fluidity? It's just that agenda that they've ran, and it's crazy. And as I said, maybe the people that are older like me, to us this is a lot more intense than to younger people. I don't know. But look at, okay, say civil rights. That didn't change that fast. They, at least that's from what some people still claim. You know, some of our parents went to school and never went to school with someone of color. I never went to school without someone of color being there and never saw anybody any different. So, to me, people are people. But it's, I don't know. There's still differences there. And that doesn't mean that it's all on my part either. You know, people of color, they like to be separated as to being people of color as well. I'm not saying anything that's not true. And I'm not saying anything that's racist, so please don't play that card on me. I'm not a racist. But there's, you know, I was a maintenance technician. Used to walk in the canteen and all the black guys sat together. All the white guys sat together. You think we just chose to do that? I mean, did somebody make us do that? No, that's just the way human nature was. It's a comfort zone thing, I guess. But that doesn't mean that we saw each other any different. But now they just want to take everything and strip it all away. And I don't understand what this non-binary stuff is. I don't know. Anyway, I've been rambling, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go this far. Oh, I don't know. I'm just, right now, I'm jaded at this. It's just so tiresome. And it probably has a lot to do with the way I'm feeling, too. I don't feel too good right now, so. Just don't feel like. I guess maybe it's like looking out and seeing that even if we woke everybody else up, nothing's going to change. Except for the worse. Nothing ever gets better. Alright, guys. Have a good one. Be good to everyone else and take care.